Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. I want to say a quick thank you to the people, and there were several of you, who helped clarify mechanics in the comments and stuff for me. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. It's a complex game, and it's going to be a little while before I have a grasp of everything. So thank you to all the people who are helping me get a grasp of everything. Now, we have a couple of things to work out here. First of all, I just wanted to take a moment and sort of review the, I don't know what you call it. I would normally say, if this was on this legend, I'd say the geopolitical situation. But that's not exactly what's going on here. So if we peer into this, the Unfallen are, I think, a peaceful race. They're a pretty peaceful race by default. So them being on the same constellation as these Cravers, I have no idea what's going to happen. It seems like it could be really bad for them, and I don't know that I really want to deal with Cravers that have consumed another player. So I'm thinking that our sort of medium-term goal might be to army up and get ready to wipe out the Cravers. I think that might be best for us. I know we have these guys, and they don't love us, but I'm less concerned about them. Maybe that's unreasonable. Anyway, when we finish autonomous materials, I think we might want to start looking into military stuff. We may need to get ready for war. Also, our colonies. I was told that this freehold fanfare, which I have complained doesn't seem to have an effect on the timer, is working correctly, and it's not supposed to have an effect on the timer. The timer tells you how long it will take for the colony to build up on its own out of your outpost. This increases the number of people that come over on the amount of food, that comes over on ships, but the ship deliveries are not included in this timer. So anytime a ship delivery actually lands, it will make your colony develop faster than the timer suggests. And the reason that the deliveries are not included in the timer is that they want the timer to be for sure. It will definitely take no longer than this. And your ship deliveries can be, intercepted and interfered with by other forces. So, thank you for pointing that out, guys. We are 6 turns off of having 2 more systems. Okay, that's right, we're specializing our worlds, getting some industrial zones up. Sometimes I click the end turn button and it doesn't actually depress all the way. Looks like we've got an isolated constellation right here, and then there's another player out here. We'll see who they are soon enough. So you can see this is one of those delivery ships. It's carrying 31 food out to Yonex. Now, as far as the minor factions go, when you are friendly with a minor faction, they give you a fair amount of stuff. This is pretty good resources. If we were to assimilate them into our empire, we would gain access to their traits, but we would no longer be receiving relation rewards from them, and then we would own this system. A minor faction that is not owned by a player constantly produces reavers, and just like, crummy minor faction ships, basically. Okay, somebody else won 10 battles before we could. What a shame. So, my concern is that if we leave these guys alone, they'll produce lots of reavers, but I've never seen reavers leave a star lane. So it might be that they'll never come over to us, so we might just be fine. I wonder if maybe we want to just leave them at a high, after we get them up to 90, if we want to just leave them independent, but paying us, rather than actually assimilating them. I suppose we'll see. For now, I'm very pleased with our level of security. How many more? Okay, this will be the last one. Alright, yeah, for Sophons, our science output is actually not that spectacular, so let's work on that. Oh, this is not an isolated constellation. It actually does connect to this. Alright, Yonex is a proper colony, giving us access to even more cool stuff. And I think I'm just going to take this colonize action right away. Let's get the worlds we can get. So we have all of these luxury resources. We gotta get our economy and trade up. Man, we have a lot of things we need to do in the tech tree. Well, looks like this system has a habitable world. It also has a mineral-rich, psychoactive atmosphere on that world. That's interesting. What have we discovered? The fewer the proud battle tactic. Get a fleet damage boost each time an allied ship is destroyed. Use it if you think you will suffer heavy losses or if you have plenty of ships. It's interesting that you discover your battle tactics. I'm assuming that what's happening there is that we're discovering records of old battles or something. It's interesting because it means that you'll have to conduct your ships pretty differently from game to game, and I think that's a really good thing. I think the variety is valuable. Not to talk a lot of trash about Civ 6, because I don't think Civ 6 is a bad game, but it does have a little bit of a problem, and Civ 5 had this too, of every game feeling a little bit samey because you can guarantee what kinds of things you will have access to, and that means you can construct strategies that will always function the same way. I'm trying to figure out what we want to do with our dust. Obviously, we could rush some stuff. I mean, that's really what dust is for. I'm just debating what I want to rush. Okay, apparently, rushing most stuff is really expensive. Why don't we just... yeah, let's just get that done. We probably should turn this on as well. This is an extra 4 industry for this world, so... It seems like world specialization is not terribly expensive. That might be a thing that we pump a lot of dust into, just buying those really fast. Alright, somebody else has gotten a hero to level 9. What is our highest level hero is 3. Man, I might be doing something wrong with my heroes. Or, you know what? That level 9 hero is probably a hero who's flying around in a ship doing all kinds of cool stuff. Ooh, look at that. 17,000 Islands Bridge Anomaly. A large ash world. Okay, hold on. I want to look at that. Can I zoom in even closer on this world? Looks like no, not if it's not colonized, probably. I'm curious about that anomaly. Alright, we've discovered some more deciduous trees. So what does this do exactly? 2 population slots plus 1 all resources per population. Okay, we have to colonize this world. Lava. Alright, yeah, we gotta get lava colonization up. They're extremely high industry worlds, too, so that's pretty compelling. Alright, we will gain 2 more approval for 6 more turns. That's not quite going to cut it. I'm going to throw another praise at these guys. Gotta get up to 90. I think you're just going to stay put for a little while. So we really need to get a settler out. I'd like to get onto this constellation, I think. It turns out that it would have been really easy to do the version of our faction quest that just asks us to go to a different constellation. I thought that was going to be much more difficult.
The Empire welcomes all who embrace its ideals.
Uh-oh. I'm a little worried. Maybe this is unfair, but I see humans, and I just immediately think, that's going to be trouble. Okay, well, we don't have the money to buy it on anyway. We should just let's get the two most basic things done. We could push food. This is not a fertile world, so this would only be +1 food. Well, +1 food for pop. Now, let's get industry going. We might want to, now that we can see the wormholes, we do have to be a little bit cautious. I don't know if minor factions ever develop the ability to travel via wormhole, or, you know. It's possible that they never do. You're gonna stay put until you develop some more probes. It's a pretty peaceful game so far. We're accumulating a lot of manpower. Why am I getting so much manpower? Oh, 180 of it is from the miners. Yeah. Miner civs love to send you their people. Alright. So we've given you lots of science. You gain dust. Honestly, like, this is not very much food and industry, but I think food and industry is pretty valuable for us right now. Also, I turned up the music a little bit. I had a couple people say that they would like it if the game audio was higher. So let me know if it's making my voice difficult to understand. It sounded okay to me in the test recording, but then again, so did the previous levels. Okay, what do we search next? Let's reveal what's on this lava planet, because I think this is a thing I want to colonize very badly. What have I discovered? Improve effects of morale bonus, which increases your damage when the enemy has fewer active flotillas. Okay, well that's a battle tactic that will be valuable later in the game when we actually have like multiple flotillas in a fleet. Oh, and we've discovered some Horatio. While exploring this planet, you come across a small, harmless community of Horatio. Apparently the survivors of a crash-landed spacecraft. These people have lived on the planet for over a decade, enjoying the tropical climate and adorning their habitations with rocks, shells, and other useless objects. Hey, a rock has plenty of uses. They seem quite surprised when you tell them their little conclave is just 1 or 2 years away from being wiped out by a natural cataclysm. I don't know if that's even true, man. So, we should relocate these dudes. Let us bring them to one of our systems with at least 3 available population slots. Also, they give us a ship when we do this. We're going to take their ship back to... Who has 3 population slots? Probably everywhere, right? Because our food generation is pretty poor. Yeah, we have plenty of population in the capital system. And it's nearby, so why don't you guys just baryonic drive your way over there. And see, this is why we search all the anomalies, 'cause sometimes you get cool free stuff. I'm going to leave him there until he finishes generating enough probes to explore everything. Alright, the Galactic Commodities Exchange is available. This is another thing we could use all that dust on, right? My turn didn't actually end. It makes the noise. That's the thing that's really getting me. If it didn't make the noise, I wouldn't think that my turn was actually ending. Alright. Opening your empire's doors to new population types has its challenges, but also its rewards. So this just wants us to add a new population type to our empire. We're about to get 3 population of Horatio for the first time, so we're going to complete this almost instantly. That's pretty handy. I do love free rewards for just doing the thing I was already going to do. Be the first to create 2 trade companies. Okay, I would like to create trade companies. That sounds cool. So let's hit the technology screen here. Impactless sites, I believe, is how you... This is not right. I thought this was how you created trade companies. It's around here somewhere. Here it is, commercial frameworks. So, nobody's researched it yet. It is on the way to pushing up into higher resources. Like, this wouldn't be a bad way to go. But where's lava? Where's colonized lava? Colonized lava is in maximized exploitation. We could fall back and get atmospheric filtration first to reduce the cost. This lets us colonize ash worlds. How many turns are we looking at here? 6? And this would be 2. You know what? Let's just get this directly. It is a lava world that I want to colonize, not an ash world, right? There's an ash world in here too. We should probably do this in the other order. Okay. And hopefully the lava colonization thing will still be unresearched when we get there. Now I know I'm definitely not taking maximal advantage of this thing that allows me to get extra science for researching stuff that other people haven't researched. My apologies, it's just going to take me a while to get a good handle on all the systems. That's also why we're playing on a lower difficulty than I might otherwise. Alright, let's finish researching, or let's finish exploring this system. Actually, I'm going to turn the... I turned things up, but I'm turning back down a little bit. Not as far down as they were before, but some. Okay, so we got some Sophons, we got some Vault of Governance. Interesting. An automated learning facility gives plus 50% XP on heroes. It doesn't say... Is that just all heroes in my whole empire? Interesting. Okay, so we're now friendly with the Hisho. How's this going? We've stopped gaining... We should definitely repraise them. We're so close to starting to get paid by them. Hisho are 3 turns off of being at 90. I may have made the wrong move for the first step of our faction quest, because we're not going to complete it until turn 51. Alright, we have successfully dropped off the Horatio. Now that you have properly searched that, I guess let's go here. There's some curiosities that could be explored in this direction. Okay, this is also a scout ship. Well, let's have it reveal these. This Horatio ship that they've given us. So once we finish our science stuff here, our optics research lab, we really do need to start pumping out more settlers. Alright, like I said, easy completion here. And we're getting births all the time. A new population collection bonus. Yeah, so when you get to certain amounts of various populations in your empire, you get extra bonuses. So these guys are giving us more science... what do you call it? I don't know, support? Support for the scientific party? Now, I haven't really talked about this too much, but each different type of population has these political traits that actually make things like really complicated. So these dudes are scientific. Their science political opinion is impacted more by events that say that they affect scientific political opinion. They're anti-religious, so their religious political opinion is affected less. And then this kind of stuff is really complicated. Things that would give pacifist political opinion also give science political opinion for Sophons. So manipulating a large, especially a diverse population, into support for certain parties seems really complicated. It's a cool idea though, and I like complicated systems. I don't want anybody to take that as as concern. I'm excited to really dig into this system and try to figure out how we can best exploit it. Oh, what have we done now? We discovered some Nashasts just living on this planet. Okay. That's cool, free population. I really like that the idea of population is so much more complex in this game. One of the planets in the system at first appears to be lifeless and poor in resources. A second scan at higher power, however, reveals that the entire planet is a hologram. And in fact, there's something hiding beneath the cleverly constructed camouflage. Perhaps you can figure out just how the camouflage works. Of course we can. So, minus 10 science per turn for 10 turns, but we get attack at the end of it. Yeah, okay, I'm down with that. It might turn out to be a cheap or not useful tech, so this is definitely a gamble. But I'm down, man. I'm excited to roll those dice. Alright, oh, we don't have any probes. Alright. So this is the last thing in this queue. We should probably try to get our influence up, because we can't actually afford to maintain all these laws. I guess the new colony law doesn't have to be running anymore, because we're not going to have any new colonies for a while. Alright, we don't have any more anomalies to search anywhere. I mean, I guess we could go to these worlds and search them. Let's have the Horatio head this way. Actually, you know what? With enough dust, we'll be able to just purchase a settler. I might want to do that instead of waiting for a build spot to open up. Okay, so the bumper crop event has come to an end, but we procced 2 more, apparently. The new industrialist movement on Gobris is causing more problems than you would like. Apparently, some political organizations have been spearheading a civilian movement to tear down the old, destroying valuable cultural monuments and priceless artifacts in an attempt to usher in a new industrial era. If this is allowed to continue, intellectualism and innovation on Gobris will be crippled for decades. Still, the near-fanatical energy of this movement is doing wonders for the system's industry. I would like it if our intellectualism was not crippled for decades. That has a real negative effect on everything about a society. So, plus 20 science, minus 20 industry, or the reverse. I think let's lean into the science. We have to research a bunch of military tech in the near future. Also, I kind of wish that the dark shape behind the text was a little bit more opaque, because this is kind of hard to read. On some of your systems, an antiquated classification scheme used to categorize minor civilization citizens has the religious community up in arms. The classification system is mostly meaningless at this point, but to officially accede to protesters' demands would be a small bureaucratic nightmare. Well, we can probably endure a small bureaucratic nightmare, and I think our religious political ideology is pretty weak, so I'm not afraid to do this. What is our approval level right now? Would minus 10 be bad? Ooh, minus 10 would pull 2 of our systems out of contentment. And this is minus 15 industry, which sounds like a lot if you're coming from Endless Legend, but the values get really high here. Like 15 industry is only a 10% drop on Gonos. Oh, that's not a real system. How is it everywhere else? It's a significant portion of our industry in other places, though. Yeah, okay, I don't think we can take the industry hit. So we will have to, we'll have to eat... Man, this is gonna hurt, too. Well, at least it increases our scientific political ideology. I really do want the scientists to remain the entrenched major party. So what? We don't know what this is yet. We should probably check that out. I gotta figure out if I'm going to settle this constellation, I have to figure out where exactly I want to sort of build my front bulwark. We've discovered Stim City. System improvement. It gives plus 5 approval per luxury resource. That's cool. That'll be useful in some places. Actually, we have access to a lot of luxuries in some places, don't we? Yeah, like Yonex has 5 luxury deposits. Alright. I can't believe how expensive these very basic techs are. Or these very basic improvements are. Alright, we'll leave you in place until you can research that last one. How expensive is a settler? Okay, you know what? Screw it. That's what we'll use our money on. Because we really do need to spread out some more. We're allowed to settle, I think, 8 systems without any approval penalty. We should get to 8. There's no sense not taking advantage of the land that is available to us. So I think I'll just start in Sebel. Like, there's strategic value to a forward settle, sort of establish a wall, and then I don't have to worry about the UE trying to settle in behind me. But Sebel is a high-value system. Relatively high-value system. High-ish value system. It does feel like I'm not getting very much done on my turns. I think we have a lot of we have industry problems in a lot of parts of our society. Okay, next turn. Finally. Alright, we become cordial with those guys, so now they're paying us. It does seem like in the early game, the amount of resources you get from a miner faction is very, very helpful. We probably want to be really aggressive in the future about making sure we find miners and get them, basically get them to pay us. In fact, let's repraise these dudes. Okay. We have our probes. I'm going to try not to talk too much. So there's an old radio broadcasting adage, I'm sure it's true in TV as well, about how you're never supposed to have dead air. But I'm going to try not to talk too much when I don't need to be talking, because the music in the game is really good. Alright. Let's see if we can get over here and see what's what. I'd like to have all of the systems over here exposed. It looks like there must be another system right there, probably maybe branching off of this, for that to be the case. I'm sure that there's music that's faction specific. I don't know enough to know which tracks are faction specific and which ones are just normal. What is this population lost? Why population lost? Oh, we're actually negative food. Because we're unhappy. Okay, how unhappy? Is that fixable? Yeah, we're just below the cusp of contentment. So actually an infinite supermarket would totally fix it. And hey, we did it! We have achieved seductory. So we can use luxuries to bribe miners now. Okay, so we've got good news and bad news. The good news is that Enfer appears to be a pacifist, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. The bad news is that the way Enfer pacifies people is a little violent. After some lengthy internal debate, Enfer's project lead, Ammermo Jeremir, has announced that the issue is probably the result of a very minor programming bug. I mean, unavoidable, really, in a project of this scope. And the bug itself is of some academic interest, so Enfer's programming leads are busy putting together what should be a fascinating paper on the problem. Meanwhile, however, Enfer has landed on Yonex and begun pacifying its Sophon residents. Perhaps we should put a stop to this. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Garrison 2 military ships in Yonex at the same time. That is very doable. Yonex may not be the place that builds them, but actually, how expensive is it to just purchase detectors? Okay, it's not too much. You know what, let's purchase a detector, and then turn that Horatio ship around. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, we'll keep leveling up our heroes' skills here. Yeah, so we gotta fix the food situation on Gonos. The supermarket will be a good start. We're going to want to make sure that the food for this settle doesn't come from there. Alright, so I guess we'll start with... I mean, I think it makes the most sense to start with the Mediterranean planet. Yeah, it has a small amount less industry, but it has all the food. And the food will help us build the initial colony. Also, it's hard to argue with the natural beauty of the place, right? Okay, so next ship departure in 2 turns, it'll bring 35 ship contents. If we spend influence, yeah, you can see it does double the ship contents. That's basically all of our influence, but I think it's a good idea. So let's keep an eye on this. When a colony ship gets close, let's see how much it reduces the colony build time when it lands. And then we'll colonize the lava planet from there. Okay, so we looked at all this stuff. I'm hoping that this counts as a military ship. I mean, it has guns. Doesn't have a lot of guns, but it doesn't say garrison 2 good military ships. What looked like a huge asteroid approaching one of your system's stars turned out to be a fragment of an ancient planet that burst ages ago. What makes it different are the remains of strange alien structures on it. What will you do before this planetary fragment flames into the sun? Well, plus 10 approval, plus 10 science, or plus 10% science is potentially valuable. A random tech also is potentially valuable. I assume it's any tech that you can research. Maybe weighted toward lower value techs, possibly. It's really hard for me to turn down the random tech. So I won't. You know, we're getting our stuff's gonna get under control. I'm not worried. What did we learn? We learned... It didn't actually it just told me that we got science. Was it this? Did I have this? No, I had this already. I had this... I don't know what we got. I have no idea what technology it gave us. It seems like it could tell us. Well, whatever. Alright, everybody's got stuff to do. Speculators are buying Hyperium. We can take advantage of that, right? So the price for Hyperium is trending downward. Man, we have a lot of dust worth of resources, actually. Wait, this is how we buy stuff. How do I sell stuff? Oh, here we go. So, I mean, Hyperium's price is not, like, crazy out of line or anything. We've been pulling a lot of... We really need to get our, system development stuff unlocked so that we can start doing Transvine developments and fixing our approval problems that way. You know what, I'm going to hold on to everything for now. It doesn't look to me like the speculation on Hyperium is actually changing its price very much. Oops, that's not what I want. I want to do... Okay, how do I add you to the garrison? What is the command for this? Because you have movement left. Is there a button? No, that's invade. Still having some minor issues with the, with the UI. Because I think what I want to do is put him in the hangar, right? I'm pretty sure. Use disband to put ships into a hangar. Aha! Where's the disband order? Okay, that doesn't do anything. Oh, here we go. There we go. Thank you, game. That was a very helpful tooltip. Okay, so this is not a system at all. And we'll head this way and use a probe to explore that. It is a plus 50 science. I don't know what to call these. We need a name for these things that are not systems but are still nodes. We're getting close to including this in our zone of influence here. We probably want to try to produce more influence in this system if we can figure out a good way of doing that. Okay, maximized exploitation. Now, that's really good because, in addition to letting us colonize that thing, we have access to level 2 system development upgrades already. So hold on, let's talk about that. Wait, it's this screen, trade and resources, yeah. So we can set a level 2 modernization project, basically. You have to include some resources in it as components. We're going to include Transvine. So it'll cost 25 Transvine to modernize our systems to level 2, but doing so will give them plus 25 approval. And that is a project that we should get going in as many places as possible, as quickly as possible. Fortunately, there's a lot of places that are done with things. Am I looking right past it? I am looking right past it. There it is. You... Yeah, it seems to always take one turn. It doesn't really have an industry cost. It just costs one turn. Okay, well, we can have all of our worlds do that right now. We had enough Transvine. Let's see what we got here. On cool rewards. What we have here is Quadranix. So we got 5 free Quadranix. I guess that's meaningful. Alright. But we didn't get completion here, so I guess these are not considered to be military ships. Is there a tag on them that says... Oh, maybe it's the roll. Maybe roll is the tag I'm looking for. So, like... No? Roll protector? How does it classify a military ship? I mean, maybe these are... Because there's nothing on these ships that say military, but I'm sure they are military ships. But I think we might want to just skip right past these little baby ships and move up to something a little more impressive. Perhaps the Peta class, or the Giga class. I like this one. Do we actually have income of either of these resources? We do not. Do we have access to either of them? We do. We have access to both of them, in fact. So I guess we'll go with... I'm looking at these modules. I guess we'll go with this. This is the resource that's already on the planet that we own. We have to expand to get the other one. Okay, yeah. So we're going to learn how to make Giga-class, medium-sized ships, and we'll use those, first of all, to potentially crush any other players, and secondly, to make ourselves safe. You know, in that order. Alright, so plus 25 approval on every planet in the entire Empire. Okay, we're all at least content now. Okay, the Scientist Political Party is in the lead, followed closely by ecologists and pacifists. That's interesting. That's probably going to change as we start... Well, first of all, start researching more military tech, but secondly, start actually like building military ships as well. Alright, Yonex has a planet that we could colonize. That's probably the thing we ought to do. 12 turns, really? It's just a matter of industry not being great here. You know, our food is actually not very good here either. Man. Well, we don't really have a good way of generating more food. But we could generate a bunch of approval. Nope, Yonex is ecstatic already. So approval doesn't even do anything. Well, I guess still do this. We gotta get some food tech, man. Alright. I'm gonna build this, this vault of governance, I think. Well... Actually, we should probably just pick up even more industry. At some point here, we're going to have to start building ships. And we're going to want a lot of industry to do that. I like that it feels like we're being stretched in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of choices here that feel meaningful. Yeah, I don't know why this doesn't seem to have... What is this? There's a third ship. Did I build a ship over here? Oh, this is probably a colony ship. Where's the, Yeah, we're getting food from Yonex. Is that right? Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, Yonex has the highest food. Without, accounting for the outpost deliveries. I think that says a lot about how bad our food generation is, that the tiny outer civilization, or the tiny outer systems have way more food access than everywhere else. Proto Orchid. Wow, that is a pretty good resource. Alright. Can I see how many turns? Looks like I have 1 turn left before the next probe. That'll do, I guess. Alright, Eridanus is as industrial as it's getting. Man, we need food really badly. Well, none of our buildings are particularly well suited. I guess this is +5 industry per citizen on a hot planet. This is not bad. It's also very expensive. Do we have something we can do that's a little bit less crazy? +3 industry per citizen on planets with strategic deposits. Actually, yeah, this will work. This is actually almost as good at a much, much lower cost. Well, I'm a little concerned. We're developing slowly, and the AI around us probably are not developing slowly. Oh, the Academy has been discovered by this guy, so it's probably over here somewhere. The Academy is where heroes are from. I'm kind of surprised that the Academy was just now discovered, because I thought we did that cooperative quest a long time ago that was supposed to lead to it. And what have we here? Proto Orchid. A slightly better deposit. This is a poor deposit that only yields 1 per turn. Okay, well, we probably ought to send settlers out and grab up all these systems. I'm a little bit nervous about doing it while we're still trying to set... there's only so many colony ships that can be sent out from any one place. So do I want to try to assimilate these guys? We can just straight bribe them. That's cool, I guess. Because right now they're giving us 82 dust and 100 science per turn. What's our science output? Okay, so they're responsible for like 1/4 of our total science. No, I don't think I do want to assimilate them. I'm happy having them at a nice high level of relations and over here where they can't hurt us. I'd like to get these guys up there too. And if they start sending ships, through the wormhole or just across space, then we'll reconsider our plans. Gobris is currently not building anything. Well, that's not okay. Yeah, the industry in this area is completely terrible. We could buy out these anomalies. A subterranean anomaly is likely to just be a resource deposit. I don't think that this is particularly valuable to us. But signal and ruins could be almost anything. Let's rush the study of this signal anomaly. I guess I could have just moved guys over. In fact, definitely should have. Let's grab these guys and send them to Gobris. Okay. So, we found you will find a technology. Did we? Did we get a technology? Okay, here we go. It tells us in this. So, eukaryotic sap is a low-level tech Not super valuable. That was the risk we took, you know? Oh no, it appears that an intergalactic congress of scientists has turned into a labor dispute. They've come to the conclusion that their work is grossly underappreciated, and plan to halt all experimental efforts until their wages improve. Man. Well, honestly, I really, really do want industry right at this moment. We need to push industry really hard. So we're just going to eat it on science for a little while. But we have to take advantage of this industry to get industry buildings built, so that when this event ends, we're not... Oh, I don't have a probe. Okay, good stuff. Oh, and we discovered a point of population. There were some pilgrims on that planet. Well, I don't hate plus science. And I guess you just wait there. So we're about to have an election. I'm curious how this is going to pan out, because we've gotten a lot of events lately that have had a large amount of political ideology attached to them. Okay, that has come to an end. We get some of our approval back. This has also come to an end. We're getting Gobris set back up. I mean, Gobris was... Well, Gobris actually had pretty bad industry because of that event, so this is actually probably pretty important. What is this? Oh, that's right. We gained terraforming. And we gained the ability to counteract the negative effects of anomalies. So I'm going to pull these off of the queue, because we're going to hit these with the ships that are coming. Let's go ahead and... How long is that going to take? Actually, what are the negative effects of our anomalies right now? -1 science per person, -10 approval. Okay, those aren't that bad. Let's do this. And then we will counter those. We will improve them with science. Somebody beat us to a legendary deed. Be the first to have 3 unique star system improvements. That's true, we have not been going for those at all. Okay, the Academy is more effective. Can we buy heroes on the market? No. We need the impactless sites technology. Fair enough. We've discovered 100 science. Okay, that's fine. And that this world has antimatter deposits. Now, I see a Horatio ship. What is this? This is a small exploration ship. I'm going to put us in guard mode. Just, like, make it clear to him that, like, maybe he shouldn't be over here. That I have feelings about him being over here. A general increase in the price of luxury resources. Okay. We'll have a look at that. Because we certainly have lots of luxuries coming in. Okay, we found a lot of Proto Orchid over here. Yeah, wow, the Proto Orchid sells really well. We also could sell off our deciduous trees. We have pretty solid income of these, and we're not using them for anything. If we did sell these off, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of stuff I could afford to buy. Am I only allowed to sell in lots of 10 or less? Oh no. Okay, I can sell everything all at once. Yeah, you know what? Let's just drop them. We actually do need the transvine for stuff, but the deciduous trees can go. And then we can use that money to rush the construction of some of this industry stuff. Just plus 20 per planet, that's pretty good. Alright, I feel like we've gotten... Oh no, there's still a number of anomalies left. Never mind. Lifeform anomalies. Okay, so I said we were going to watch the colony ships come in. We have a couple that are pretty close. So right now this says 18 turns. The scientist party is still leading. So I guess the question is, do we want to push ecology or industry? I don't think we want to back the pacifist party this time. Building stuff is important, but food is also really important. Actually, let's support these guys. Alright, so we'll throw our official support behind the ecologists. Let's see how people vote. Okay, I'm seeing lots of science and ecology. Okay, I think this is a pretty good setup for our government, actually. So these guys, plus 20% food per anomalies on colonized planets. That's not an amazing bill. This is just plus 20% food. But it's very expensive. We have a lot of citizens. We also have gained access to the Mineral Misers Act, which gives extra resources from strategic deposits, and also plus industry from that. Minus 20% system improvement cost reduced on systems. That's pretty significant. Unfortunately, like we really, what's my empire-wide population? Is there an easy way to see that? It is 24. Yeah, so we really can't pass a law that has an influence cost. If it was one per citizen, we could maybe figure it out, but okay. An empire's ability to react is proportional to the volume of its production. If one can build quickly, one can strike, defend, or strategize with ease. Yeah, so in 20 turns, own the system producing the most industry in the galaxy. That seems very unlikely to me. Congratulations to some AI on getting a hold of this. Okay, no probes. We have stopped their ship right here. Their ship has upgraded combat stats, though. 5375 attack and defense. So I'm not actually going to attack it. I think that would turn out very poorly for us. There we go. Now I'm actually watching it. So let's buy some stuff out, right? Maybe it should just be settlers. Maybe I should just take these 3 systems right now. Because I could have them, right? Yeah, this is system 5, so 6, 7, 8. I should probably get the Justium. Actually, do I need Justium, though, if I have Indusa? I don't think so. Okay, be the first to produce 100 dust in a single star system. We'll get better at aiming for those as we keep playing. Alright, so we should be mostly gaining food now. You need 1 more point spent. Alright, now we have access to the second tier, which it looks like is okay, maybe not amazing. This is a lot of influence, though. Okay, I think we need a miners' union. Plus 5 approval per luxury deposit is okay, but actually, what is this system's approval level? Because some of our systems are ecstatic already. Well, I guess let's just work on getting some science out of this system, because currently it's producing, yeah, not a lot. Alright, so we have access to a new type of ship, which we will start building immediately. I'm going to fall back, though, and grab some food. Actually, hold on. I meant to unclick that and I right-clicked. We should try to get food tech that's a little higher in the tree. Actually, it looks like there maybe isn't a lot of food tech that's higher in the tree. Are these the only food technologies in the whole resource web, or in the whole tech web? Okay, no, there's food techs up here. Also, how does this work? If I research enough techs in this row to unlock row 4, does that unlock row 4 for me? Because the only reason I can see this row in the first place is because of the fact that scientists can see one level higher than they should be able to. And we should only be able to see to here. I'm going to go back and get botanical scanning, actually. Nobody has researched it yet. In part because we desperately need a food tech, and in part because I do want to try to maintain access to this tier of the tree if we lose hold of our scientific party. Alright, let's... Okay, even more Proto Orchid. How good is this deposit? It's an abundant deposit. Okay, so we're gonna have a ton of Proto Orchid then. That's good. That's good. Okay, it says colony in 11 turns now. I didn't actually watch the colony ship arrive, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that it took a few turns off. Yeah, I think that's an okay use of our money. And we should buy some more colony ships now. Well, maybe I should buy some hunters. Oh no, I can't buy hunters. Those are very expensive. They don't actually cost that much industry, though. So let's buy a couple of settlers. Take our new ship design here. Let's edit this real quick, and we will build a couple of these. So what's up? These are ion torpedoes. They're only effective at medium and long range, and because they're missiles, they actually can be shot down by bullet weapons. You can see they have an anti-missile efficiency rating. Now, we don't really have a lot in the way of fancy modules, fancy weapons modules, so I guess this will do. This is a support slot. What do we have for our support slot? We could get plus 25%. Oh yeah, I remember. We found that. We should definitely take that. This is projectile damage. That doesn't refer to a particular type of... Well, it probably does. It probably doesn't apply to lasers, right? Yeah, weapon type projectile. So yeah, we want to use rockets with this. Okay, that seems like a fine ship to me. So let's build 2 of those. I'm going to pull the vault underneath them. Okay. That'll help us move that quest along while also being really great. 6 turns until colony. Okay, it's going to take 1 more turn to reach. What's up? A cabal of scientists and visionaries from a prominent research group / think tank have come forward to your government promising to deliver the dream of a utopian society. They've created a vast super AI, yeah, I know, that can watch and learn from all, and believe that all will benefit from its scrutiny. Like many who have come up with ideas to fix society, their dream is riddled with their own biases and hang-ups, including believing that life isn't worth living without a dependable chain of caffeine bars featuring semi-designer furnishings and exotic mood music. The fact their vision of a perfect society also involves mandatory science fun means that although your citizens will become more rational, they won't be as pliant. A more popular, less scientifically beneficial move would be to simply ignore these people. Well, I hate that we keep losing science on things, but boy oh boy can I not currently tolerate minus 15 influence on each system in my empire. So we'll just accumulate a huge amount of influence for a little while. Actually, you know what? I'm just realizing I've been silly. Oh, these guys, they need particular resources to be bribed. Okay. So I was just thinking, wait a second, we have a ton of extra resources. We should be bribing people at the very least, but I guess I can't. Here, get praised. What happens if I get them to 100? Let's get them to 100. Kind of curious. It looks like that's a minor faction world. Can I get a probe out that far? Maybe. Meeting another minor faction would be pretty handy right now. Okay, so we have access to a food building now. So what's next? There's something to be said for finishing the colonization of these systems. Oops, I still have the launch probes ability selected, apparently. So we have ash and lava. We know how to colonize. We still can't colonize Arctic, and we like cold worlds. Arid, desert, toxic. Oh, Gonos has a world that it should probably colonize. And this is Arctic and gas temperate. We should probably get the ability to colonize Arctic worlds. That seems like a thing that's a no-brainer for us. Okay. Well, I think things are going well. It does feel a little bit slow to me. It feels like we're not particularly getting a lot accomplished here. Okay, in 20 turns, own the system producing the most food. Again, that's very unlikely to be us. Ah, I saw this quest during the Let's Learn. Your scientists have detected a heavily damaged ship of unknown design entering your home system. The ship is unresponsive to hails, and sensors have detected that the engines are in critical overload and will soon self-destruct. Scanning the ship, you discover that it contains not only a dense computer core containing untold secrets, but also passengers in stasis who have been infected by an unknown plague. You can only save the core or the passengers before the ship explodes. Well, in the system, Gonos produce stuff. Well, we already have the science and industry, and we're pretty far off on the food. So, I think I'm going to take this one, despite the fact, I'd love to save inhabitants and everything. But, let's figure out what's in that computer, huh? So that'll auto-complete at the beginning of the next turn. Food. We need food badly. Actually, should we research this first? This planet is not cold or fertile or temperate. Its only tag is hot. So this would only be plus 10 industry. That said, it would be plus 10 industry and it would only take 3 turns to build. Yeah, sure. Okay, one more turn. So you can see that colony ship, when we launched this, there were 6 turns left, so that colony ship that landed probably took 2 or 3 turns off of the colony build time. And the atmosphere of this planet has a strange psychotropic effect. When inhaled, the sweet vapor seems to allow the subject to see exactly 4 seconds into the future. That is pretty crazy. I would maybe go beyond strange for that one. So our scout fleet has improved vision for a little while. Unfortunately, I don't think we have a lot of exciting things to do with that. You know what? Go scouting. Go scouting far away. Also, we found Proto Orchid. Surprise, surprise. How close are we to being able to do the level 3 system advance? We're actually only 1 tech off. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to include Protovine in our level 3 system upgrade. So that'll be cool. What is this? Oh, that's the plague ship, right. Alright. Let's do one more turn here real quick. So that we can get Sabel settled and we can see what the next bit of this quest is before we call it for the episode. We've received the Hyperpax tech. This is actually a pretty advanced technology. It also allows us to colonize toxic worlds, one of which we have quite nearby. And +2 systems occupied before triggering the overexpansion penalty. So that's handy. After analyzing the core, you learn that the aliens' homeworld was attacked by a malevolent race of extraterrestrials, who conquer planets, quickly strip them of resources, and then move on. In addition, the core gives you algorithms to predict their next target. They move fast, though, and won't stay at the site for long. If you hurry, you can intercept them before they leave, or you can head to their next destination and lay a trap. So reach Genemos, or orbit around Lyra. Oh, okay. The Neuvians were assimilated. That is fine. That's a little bit of a bummer. I was getting resources from them, but it's fine. Okay, so now I've forgotten what was I looking for? Lyra and Genemos. I actually don't see either of those places. Well, that's going to make this tricky. Yeah. Just don't know enough about the universe. Well, I guess we'll take this one. I mean, we're not going to be able to do either of them. Is there a system here that I haven't seen yet? Where's my scout ships? Let's send some probes out. Yeah, there might just be a system over here. Alright, that's fine. This is actually pretty okay here. First of all, it's 3 planets. Secondly, we have a fertile planet here. Fertile and temperate. Yeah, so Mega Indie Consultancy is actually a lot of extra industry for this system. And then we can throw that on the docket as well. We could just buy it out. I'm not gonna do that. All right, I think we should definitely take this. Plus 20 industry and plus 10% or influence is a lot relative to the amount that we naturally generate. Plus 50 influence per trading company if he's a political leader, and he is. So we get a lot of benefit out of that trading company tech at this point. Okay, so let's split these two up. I want one of them going to Indusa, and the other one probably to Octans, right? What are the worlds actually like? Mizar, I remember not being a particularly good planet. It has moons. The moon may contain some secrets. You know what? Let's go up to here though, because this is the sort of the natural bottleneck. Okay, and I think with that we are going to be calling it for this episode. Come back next time as we try to unravel the mystery of Lyra. Apparently, there's a system right in the middle of all of this everything that nobody has noticed. And we'll see you then.